Hi guys, welcome back. Andre here of cinemoth.com. Today I want to show you an updated tour of my home theater slash trophy room collection room setup. First that you see here is an actual pan 360 through the room, and then we go into detail sections on all the different collectibles, the different cabinets, and I have some, let's say, priority items. For example, I want to show you the Cool Props Alien Big Chap, the 1/3 scale, and the recently released Blitzway Endoskeleton arm, which is amazing. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get to the detailed part of this tour. I want to showcase some of the recent purchases and changes that I did to the trophy room, kind of. So what we have here is the big game Predator by Prime 1 in the special edition version. I moved away the victim, the hunter's victim, to the floor down there just because of space reasonings. It's just too freaking large to have it around here at the collection area. So not sure what I will do with the hunter's victim. Let's see. But for the big game Predator, I definitely want to keep him, even though the 1/3 is on its way soon, next year. I put the big game on a movable pedestal, so there's some wheels underneath, which allows for a bit more flexibility to move around this monster in the collection. Next to it we have the, let's say, most attractive module cases. Usually when people visiting the home theater, this is the main attention. Next to the Iron Man, of course, it's the Endgame collection or the Avengers collection, because a lot of these characters are really familiar, even though we have maybe have people visiting that don't know all the characters. There's always one or two that they kind of remember. Then on the right side, kind of a mixed bag. We have Predators, the magnificent life-size bust of Nanny, the statues of Sideshow on with the custom face paint apps. A lot of variants on the Prime 1 bio masks and heads, and then of course, because of space reasons, I had to put in some hot toys. So I'm not totally happy with that shelf. And here on the right side we have the Terminator collection. Still to date, some of the most amazing figures, if you ask me. I totally dig. I think it's the DX13 up there in the center. Alright, then let's go to the Iron Man Parade, the House Party Protocol. Here I did not a lot of changes, but what you can see is actually that lots of the Iron Man light up, and I replaced all the batteries with fusion reactors. So fusion reactors are like a replacement modules that you put into the battery compartments, and then you see some of the black cables going into the USB hubs in the back. So I think this thing there in the back, you can see there all these USB plugs go in and basically power all the figures. It definitely takes a bit of time because you replace the eyes, you replace the chest, the hands, and even more. So just take your time, be careful, but it's a beautiful effect. So fusion reactors you find on Instagram. Hendra is the owner. Just ping him and he can fulfill your wishes for sure. I think in my case we've made about 40 sets, and it took me almost a weekend to install it because you have to route all the cables into the back. Then I had to hook it up into the automation system for the, let's say, remote control. But as soon as you did it, it's just epic, if you ask me. I mean, look at this Punisher with the red lights on the chest. Amazing. And I think I had to throw away about, I don't know, 100 batteries at least. Then we arrived on the lowest level of the module cases, and here you basically have to go into your knees or sit down to actually see what's going on, which is a bit of a shame, and thus I decided to put, let's say, the less priority figures on this level. For now it's the Predator collection of Hot Toys. I mean, the figures are amazing. Samurai Pred, the AVP Preds. Then we have Dutch. So they're cool, they're really cool, but just I have no space and they're levels above. And up here I just put some, let's say, redundant, duplicate characters that I'm actually not so proud of anymore, since I have the better version in the collection above. And then when we go here on to the right side, on the basement level, we have the kind of forgotten DC collection. It's a bit of a shame to have these figures down here, but there's just no other way, especially for the Batmobile. I mean, this piece is amazing, and I heard in the new Flash movie it might reappear again. So maybe I'll find someday some kind of an opportunity to put it on a higher level shelf. Let's see. Because most of the people, when they see it, they're totally blown away. So on the right side of the couch, nothing changed. I have here just some of the Alien collectibles. This is a great book, 40 years of Alien artists. And I actually acquired this pandemic mask from the Museum H.R. Giger here in Switzerland. Kind of a nice touch, isn't it? And it will remain on there until this damn pandemic is over. I really hate it. We're going now into year 3. I don't know. It's crazy. So I quickly switch places to the front and rear of the home theater, and here we've got the Prime 1 Dog Alien. One of the best statues ever, period. And also here I had to put it on the floor. But I mean, if I have someday a larger collection room, maybe separate collection room next to the home theater, this thing would deserve its own pedestal for sure. And next to it, yeah, this is what I told you, the Hunter's Victim, which is this additional piece for the Big Game Predator, but it's kind of a separately sold item. I had to just put it also to the floor. This thing is too freaking huge. I think it's about 1 meter tall and over towers basically also the Predator piece. And both pieces standing next to each other, it's epic, but it uses so much space. So let's see, I might want to sell it, or maybe for now I will just put it back into the box. I mean, it's kind of a nasty statue. Let's see. So here we are front left of the screen, and in Iron Man colors, red and gold, I have here the Sideshow Mark 7 Maquette half scale. Kind of has a place in my heart because it was one of my first, if not the first, Iron Man statue collectibles, and I think I still dig it today. The paint job might be a bit questionable in some areas, but still with the light up functionality it looks really good and mighty, and it's not over extreme in terms of the space and the sizing, so it fits perfectly left side to the screen. So then let's move back to the collectible area, and here basically left when you're entering we have now the glass cabinet and some more collectibles, which I will go into in a minute. So this glass cabinet actually was directly here in, let's say, more in the center of the room, looking like a bar counter kind of, which from the idea was nice, but I felt people just had no chance to kind of step a bit back into the room and enjoy the whole collection from, let's say, a wider angle. So right now the place where I'm standing is fully empty. I mean, you have kind of a lot of space to move around, to actually really enjoy the whole collection on one big picture. Or go to the other side and do the same, and just to have a lot more air to breathe kind of. And even though I, again, still packed the kind of cabinet with a lot of stuff, I mean, we have now the Queen Studios Iron Man bust on top of it. Of course, I could not fit the nano boosters. We have some more Iron Man collectibles of Hot Toys. The one on the left and on the right, they have fusion reactors in it. As you might see, some cables going on there on the right side. And for Iron Patriot, I have not bought the set yet. And in the back side, we have the Sideshow's Mark 7 statue. So let's pan to the right and admire this beautiful piece of cool props. This is the Big Chap Alien 1/3 scale maquette, the HR Giga Museum version, kind of, because it's fully licensed and approved by the Giger Museum. Here's the COA with the signature of Hans-Rudi Giger's former wife, Carmen Giger. And guys, this piece is really mind-blowing. I admire it to the heart, And I will give you some close-ups just now. So the paint app is really interesting. It might not be that vivid. It has no gloss to it. It has really this matte, perfect look. Where somehow it feels just real and tangible. That you usually don't have with these statues. And for this it's making up for a totally unique look. When I saw the Prime 1 statues coming out, the recent 2 ones, I was really on the fence. But I said, okay, now it's the moment to get this one. And luckily I found a guy in Germany, Martin, thanks by the way. It was an amazing deal. And he sold his second statue. He had actually 2 of these to me, so it was really good buying experience with him. And it came in perfect, no issues. And it's basically 2 boxes, and in the second box you had also a cabinet that you have from the Museum HR Giger for the life-size version. But I decided to go for the, let's say, open look, just to get really up close with the statue and to see all the details. The teeth are not fully chrome, but they definitely have a chrome look to it. For me it's totally fine. You also see the second inner jaw in there. So final look, what we have here on the right side of the entrance door is the Terminator 2 collection, life-size collection. So I tell you guys, when people come in they totally freak, because they see on the right side a real life Arnie, the endoskeleton arm, and on the left side we have a life-size Iron Man bust. I mean, after that, anything can happen. Depending on the type you are, you either yell, laugh, or you get totally silent. I had some people that come in and they thought, what's going on? Because I did not tell them about my hobby in detail. Especially when they moved around the corner and seen even more stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see how people react to this stuff. Totally love it. Alright, let's go for the Terminator 2 collectibles, because the endoskeleton arm is actually a recent purchase and it's an amazing thing. I will show you. I won't go into detail for the bust. I mean, you have seen probably the video review. This piece was a game changer back then, 2 years ago, and still is if you ask me. It's totally crazy in terms of the quality, and they totally delivered on this one, Queen Studios. So let's talk about the endoskeleton arm. It's my first Blitzway product. I was actually surprised that I was not aware that they put out life-size stuff. This thing was not really on my radar as well. It was announced already 3 years ago. And what you receive is kind of the brain chip here. You can remove this. Chip itself, if you ask me, it doesn't look really high quality. It looks too plasticky. The tube I like, feels sturdy kind of. And if you put it in, as you've seen, the light up feature goes on and activates. There's a switch behind it. And the whole brain chip module, so let's say there's this socket here. This is, I think, fully metal. It's quite heavy. And it also says Terminator 2, kind of nameplate on it. So the only thing that I don't like with this collectible is the base of the endoskeleton tube. So this is all plastic, looks cheap and feels cheap, and the heavier, sturdier base would have been useful as well because of the motion actions that the arm has, and you will be blown away when I activate it in a minute. The tube also, I thought it would be less so quality, but it's actually great. It's really thick acrylic glass. So here's the acrylic tube. I just want to give you a quick detail look, because I was really surprised on the quality of this one. In reality, it looks definitely more translucent. I think it's just because of the angle, but I want to show you how thick the material is. So it's really sturdy and it comes really well packaged as well in the shipper box. So basically you have everything already assembled or pre-assembled. There's a lot of bubble wrap and foam in it, and yeah, just a good job by Blitzway. So then let's go for the endoskeleton arm. It's a bit hard to pick this up because it's a rather slim piece, but what you can see is fully chrome plated metal, or I don't know, maybe it's stainless steel, I have no clue. It feels real. It is probably real. You have the pistons going on, you have these kind of flexible elements that go into the motors and pull in the fingers or the segments of the fingers. And then the hand itself, it looks masterfully crafted. A lot of engineering and quality control went into this piece, I'm sure. Alright, let's heat it up. So to activate the hand, you either have the switches on the back side of the endoskeleton base, or you can use this Cyberdyne logo. There's an infrared signal going from this unit to the other one. You just have to be aligned like this a bit. So let's see what happens. You have two options to go for. Alright, let's go for option 1. Ready, set, go. How freaking cool is this? Let's go for section 2 or mode 2. So, and with this final shot I want to close this video tour. I hope you enjoyed. Unfortunately no recent video reviews, but let's see, maybe over Christmas time I have something to review. But for now I just wanted to give you this quick update on some recent purchases. And yeah, have a nice weekend, enjoy the holidays, and see you soon. Bye bye.